So I was used to being busy, being challenged, and I really like that aspect of it. And I really didn't know much about the Corps. I really didn't. I knew they woke up early, they wore uniforms to class, they worked out, and freshman year would probably be pretty challenging and might suck at times, and I was 4 for 4 on that. Freshman year was definitely a challenge, but the best thing about it was that it taught me a lot more about self-discipline and leading myself. Throughout high school I never really had to study. I could crack open a book right before the night before the test for 20 minutes and make an A on it. Well, I came to college, I realized pretty quickly that it wasn't going to happen. I remember my first test was a physics test. I studied for 10 days before the test. Started studying 10 days before the test, and I took the test, got my grade back, and made a 90. That was the lowest test grade I ever made in my life. And I was like, I studied for 10 days, I made a 90, and it really made me evaluate my time management skills, my self-discipline, and learning how to lead myself. So that was probably the best part of freshman year was that. And then, I had a little bit of a rough patch in the spring semester. 2 of my buddies were killed in a car accident.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was pretty rough, and it was right before spring break, so we were all getting ready to go out and have a good buddy trip. And then
were they both in the Corps?
Mm-hmm. They were both in the Corps in my outfit, so I had gotten really close to them. One of them lived right next to me, and like they said, you're working out with them every day, you're eating with them every day, you're going out to eat with them on the weekends, you're going out and playing sports with them, and it was pretty tough. It affected all of us a lot because they were both really amicable people. Everyone liked them. It was really tough because it was right before spring break, like I said, and we were all excited to go out and go have a fun buddy trip.
Where were you guys headed to?
We were going to go, I think we were talking about going to Lake Conroe. One of my friends, one of my buddies had a lake house there. Her parents said we were going to go out there and just kind of relax for a few days, just 2 or 3 days, and then come back. They were involved in an accident, and alcohol was involved, and that kind of made all of us a little bit more, upset and bitter about it, just because, someone else, they were driving the wrong way on Highway 6, and drunk driver on Highway 6 came up the exit ramp and hit him, and I remember actually, me and one of my buddies in the outfit, Karina Martinez, we were in a basketball tournament in Houston, and we actually drove by the wreck before we realized it was our buddies. So that was a pretty rough patch in the spring semester. So that really made the bond between me and my buddies, my freshman class, stronger, and also just my company as a whole. Everyone really came together as a family, and it really solidified my belief in the Aggie spirit and just the family aspect that the Corps has. The Corps is it's one of those things just, every day, and it just the experiences you have every day just kind of add up. It's not really just one specific incident. The things I probably remember the most are the times that me and my buddies went out just to go eat, just to go have fun. We'll go out for, and you talk to these guys every single day, and you see how they're doing. Then you go out for dinner on Friday night. You'll sit out there at the table for 3 or 4 hours talking about God knows what. Life, God, school, home life, and you just keep talking. Everyone's dogging on each other, kind of shooting the bull, so to say, and that kind of stuff is probably the best memories that I've had. Just meeting those new friends, meeting people who are all cut from the same cloth. We're all driven, we're all motivated to better ourselves and better this university and better the nation when we get out. And throughout sophomore year, I had the chance to work a lot more closely with my buddies and really, lead, train, and develop that freshman class. And I knew that those individuals are going to be the ones leading the Corps here when I'm gone. And so the ability to work with my buddies, my sophomore class, on top of working with some of the juniors and seniors and establishing a vision, trying to turn our outfit around. We'd had some problems with our outfit in the past few years, trying to turn it around, get our mentality straight. That was probably the best part of probably my sophomore year, probably in general in the Corps. Probably like sophomore and junior year of high school. That's when I kind of took on a little bit more roles in my athletic teams. Sophomore year, I was kind of one of the leaders on the softball team, and that's really when it started kind of realizing me that I guess I am a leader. And I really never thought about it that way, just because I just did everything the coaches told me to, and I tried to just do the best I could, show up early, stay late, try to be the best person I could. And to me, it didn't seem very hard. I was like, this is what you're supposed to do. And people started saying, oh, you're a great leader, everyone looks up to you, and I was like, just do what I'm supposed to do, and it always just seemed kind of like a foreign idea to me that people thought of me as a leader. And then junior year, I was one of the co-captains of the basketball team, and that really meant a lot to me, just because I had the opportunity to mentor so many young freshmen who had come up, and they were still, they're all scared freshmen in high school, and I had a chance to take a few of them underneath my wing and say, hey, I know it's a freshman game, hey, I know it's a freshman game, you're all excited, but calm down, take a deep breath, it's gonna be fine, you know, and seeing the look in their eyes, like whenever like I got to go talk with them or take them out to lunch, they were always just so excited, so happy that I was like taking time out of my day to go talk to them or take them to lunch or whatnot. It was a good experience. So that's kind of, I guess, junior, sophomore year of high school is when I started realizing people actually looked up to me. And like I said, it was just kind of foreign to me. I just never thought of myself that way. It's definitely been all that I've expected and then some. I made probably 20 to 30 of the best friends of my life here in the Corps. And I did not expect that. I knew the Corps was about 2,400 cadets. I knew my hometown was about 2,800. So it was a small, it kind of gave me that little small town feel. So I really appreciated that. But like I said, I never really expected to make some of the best friends of my life here. They always say in the Corps, you're gonna marry and bury your buddies. So that's our little saying. And I would go to bat for any one of them any day of the week. I'm gonna be at all their weddings. Hopefully, if they invite me. I'll be at, like I said, I had to go to those 2 funerals for my buddies, and that was tough. But having the, I guess it was a privilege to lay them to rest. And the privilege is the wrong word, but having the opportunity to talk to their families after that happened was very emotional for me. But it's also very rewarding just to give them a little bit more closure and talk to them about how their sons and daughters lived and how they enjoyed their time Texas A&M. So my email has been flooded with people from Corps commanders from class of 1960, 1970, and these guys were Corps commanders back when the female weren't allowed, and that really meant a lot to me, just because I knew that these gentlemen, they were here. Like I said, they didn't want females here at the time, but now that they're sitting here, sending me emails telling me congratulations, you're gonna do great. I want to sit down and have lunch with you. I'm gonna be in town next week. Can we sit down and have breakfast or lunch or dinner? And that just has been so awesome, just to have that kind of support from these old ags, who were, like I said, they were here when the females weren't allowed. Now that I'm here, they're so supportive of me, and it's been a great ride so far. I'm definitely looking forward to working with all my major unit commanders, my deputy corps commanders, and my chief of staff. Working with, I know all these ladies and gentlemen very well. I've had the privilege of working with them throughout this past year. And I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to the challenges that we're gonna be facing. Just, I imagine you've heard with the Corps, the quad went underneath the renovation. So we're gonna have half the Corps living in the Commons, half the Corps in the quad. It's gonna present us with God knows how many logistical and operational challenges. So that's one thing I'm really looking forward to. I've always been kind of a hands-on leader, kind of like I like to, I guess, use my hands, stuff like that. I like to kind of see the layout of stuff, and I'm looking forward to those challenges. And that's probably the best part, is going to be working with these people and facing those challenges, and giving back to the Corps. It's given so much to me. Mm-hmm. Definitely. I want to give them like a positive, rewarding, and challenging experience. Obviously, you're not going to get any better if you don't get challenged, and so challenging them is going to be probably the best part of it. Is developing we call it a phase plan for each semester. We break the fall semester down into like 3 or 4 week blocks, and each block focuses on developing these cadets into a different characteristic, whether it's our core values, whether it's the per unitatum beast, which is on our core brass through unity strength. And developing them into leaders. So that's one thing I really want to do, is try to make sure that they have a good experience they can develop into leaders who are going to go out and lead the Corps one day, lead the university one day, lead our state, lead our nation, lead troops into battle, you name it. That's what I'm hoping to do.